Hi again, this is Steve Gladis, and we're today going to talk to you about the third um, the third condition, the third enabling condition, and the sixth, the last of the six conditions that Hackman and Wageman talk about in their research. So let's talk about it. It's coaching, but to do that, let me flip the screen here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right. So this is the book that we're using, and I just want to always give you reference to that in case you are looking for that. And then here's the house model we talked about, where we've talked about the three essential, and now we're going to be on the last of the three enabling conditions. That will form the very foundation of this house. And without that strong research foundation, we don't really have either valid or reliable data to work with. And this is why this stuff is so important that Hackman and Wageman worked on. So let me switch this back. The last of the three, remember we talked about three enabling elements of structure, supportive context, and the final one is coaching. And there are sort of two factors involved in coaching. One is experience, and the other is availability. So let me talk about that. First of all, you cannot coach a poor team to become a great team. But if you have a good team and you have a good coach, you can have a great team. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you need some structural elements to have any kind of a good team, and coaching adds to that. But there's no way you're ever going to have a great team without a good coach. Sometimes that coach is somebody on the team itself. It could be the leader. It could be one of the subordinates who acts as kind of a big brother, big sister, kind of to coach the team. But what a lot of people are finding is that outside coaches present a real value. People like me, and I'm not just doing it because I'm not saying it's just because it's me, but that anytime you bring an outsider in a situation, people tend to pay more attention. It's like when you have guests over, you clean the house up, you get it ready, and you pay more attention to things because there's somebody coming in. And that's the same way with coaches. If you're going to bring in a coach, or you're going to use somebody on the team, especially if you're going to bring somebody in, number one, you want to make sure they're experienced at coaching teams. Not all groups are experienced at coaching teams. Not all coaches are experienced at coaching teams or talking. Anyway, so many times coaches are good at doing individuals, but really don't know how to handle teams. If they haven't had experience doing it, you might want to wait till they get more experience, or till you can bring somebody who's done some work with teams and can demonstrate to you, can give you some names of team leaders that can give you some references to that person. Have they actually dealt with teams? Teams is an emerging specialty in coaching. Many more senior folks are getting into that now because you discover over time that that's where the real play is. That individuals are great, but teams are. Coaching individuals is good, but doing teams is really where you get the great work. At least that's what I found. So experience, is there an experience level? And secondly, are they available? And by available, is there a natural cadence where you bring them in? And the cadence we like is within the first 6 months, once a month for 6 months. Then you can move it to every 2 months. If you get beyond that, it kind of loses its momentum. And the worst thing in the world is to start something off with a bang and then not do anything for several months because of conflicts and things like that. And then you got to give this stuff a priority, and you got to give it a cadence. So experienced coaches and a real cadence and a real availability is what you really need. And those are the three enabling elements that complete the 6 conditions that Wageman and Hackman talk about. Now, come back and join us. We're going to talk about the 4 elements that we discovered in our literature search that are deeply rooted in what Hackman and Wageman found, and it kind of represent the walls and the windows and the ceilings of the house in our house model. Look forward to seeing you soon, and go out there and lead those teams. Thanks.